shout out to everybody else that's listening today as well and being patient for that KooKid interview now. We're about to have him on. If you'd like to introduce yourself, go ahead.
Yes, this is KooKid, Government, Donnie Rodriguez. Definitely a pleasure and blessing to be on the show.
Hey, can you give your social out for us? No.
548.
Hey, so we were talking about a lot of things off air. He's been in the studio for like 40 minutes. So shout out to you. Oh, hostage now. All right.
Oh, willing.
But yeah, so we were talking about a couple things, but one of the things that we were talking about was what you do. And we didn't want to narrow down what you do. So why don't you tell everybody who might not know you what exactly you do?
What I do, I would say I am a expressionist through the hip-hop culture.
Very true.
I love the hip-hop culture. It definitely influenced me, changed my life, saved my life. The art forms, b-boying, DJing, graffiti, MCing plays an intricate part in my life and everything I do. So, I do a little bit of everything.
Right. Okay, so when it comes to what you're doing now, can you kind of like let us know what's in the works for you at the moment? And then we'll kind of talk about what you're about to do, you know, as far as going to LA and stuff.
At the moment, what I am working on, honestly, I would say myself. I'm working on music. I just came out with an EP. But there's a lot that goes into it just from the music aspect, you know, the production side of it and putting together the show pieces and how to present the actual music. So that's the I would say, in the moment where I'm at is actually how do I bring my music to life. And this is why I am transitioning out to LA, you know, to be able to get like we were talking about off air, the support and everything that's needed to be able to bring the music to life. Right,
marketing yourself is what he told me. So when it comes to when you first hit me up, you definitely told me that you were a Christian rapper, but you said you didn't like to be kind of in that category.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't want to be limited, honestly, in my expression. And I think that from a business standpoint, you know, from a marketing standpoint, I think that everybody's trying to find their market. So it's easy to say, okay, I'm a Christian artist, so I can reach a Christian audience. But if you want to get down to the truth of it, I mean, if I'm really saying I'm repping the things of God, then I should be more focused on those who don't know Christ. So it tends to become more of, when you put yourself in that box, then you just limit yourself to, like they say, you know, preaching to the choir. You know, I feel like the music that I make and who I am and the things that I've been through, it's not to say it's raw or different, but it's more so for a market that may not know who Christ is. You know, they just need to know that somebody understands them and feels them, you know, and you can't put a title on that. You know, that's just like,
very true. That's
just like, you know, Jesus saying, you know, I'm only here to reach a certain people, but, you know, he made himself available to all walks of people. You know, he didn't label himself necessarily as a Christian. He was just the truth. And I feel like if you are being honest in your expression and who you are, then I would say if a person could say I'm a Christian rapper or a Christian artist, then how come I can't just say, you know, I'm a truthful artist? I'm just going to be, every song that I do, anything that I do, it's going to be a truthful expression of who I am without any intentions.
So how do you explain which truth or which expression you like to do for which times? Because you said off air you like to do the b-boy thing, and that's a form of expression. Mm-hmm. You like to do the graphic design and graffiti type of art thing, and that's a form of expression. Rap, of course, is a form of expression. When do you choose those times to express in those outlets? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I look at it like seasons. You know, you look at how you got summer, winter, spring, fall, and you have to really be in tune. Like, I think a lot of people say, like, this is what I do. I'm not focused on what I do as more so of who I am and what I am to become. So I think you have to really be sensitive in the spirit to know what you're to expect. So.
Okay, so the season you're in now, you're about to be leaving to go to LA. Kind of tell us what that's about, why you're going, you know, what you're excited for. A lot of people wanted to ask about pretty much what you'd be doing there.
In LA, honestly, Vegas has been such a blessing because it has been the hardest challenge for me. I mean, just even learning how to live out here. You know, I'm originally from San Jose, California. I would say for the past, so I've been out here for about 2 years. I had to go back to San Jose and I came back. But it really shaped who I am as an individual. I'm not necessarily trying to present, let's say, a gift or a talent or a skill as much as it is me presenting who I am.
Yeah, I think Vegas does that because it's so diverse.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you can really, like, you could be yourself here, you know what I mean? And everybody's
Exactly.
like, hey, I rock with you. Because it's like, it's not like one, it's not a code here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
It's not something you got to fit into.
You
here.
get to
So,
explore
yeah, I get that.
you get to explore who you are. You get to find out who you are. You know, and honestly, you know, when I was young, I used to come out here and Circus Soleil. I've always been attracted to that, and that really inspired my b-boying. So Vegas has been almost like a training facility. You know, it's trained me up to be able to, like, when I go out to LA. It's pretty much showtime. Like a mentor of mine, he told me, he said, you know, you're either practicing or you're playing, and by the time you get to LA, you need to be ready to play the game. You know, there is no practicing or trying to figure things out. You need to be ready. So being able to go out there is to be able to showcase the fact that I'm ready, not so much in just the giftings, but what I've learned from the giftings as a man and character and my personality and my style and just who I am, and then being able to translate that through my gifts and what I do, and then ultimately, you know, my goal is to be able to bring that back to Vegas, because one of my main goals that a lot of people don't know is that I would love to be in Circus Soleil. I would love to do some stuff with them. That's always been a dream of mine. Yeah, since I was a kid. So Vegas has been honestly a blessing in disguise. I've dealt with so many hardships and so many things that I needed to go through to be able to go out to LA and conquer, and I'm definitely more so excited to bring that back.
Yeah, and in a sense, LA is kind of a harder market to be in.
I'm going into the Sharks territory.
You know
but I'm ready for it, and it's only because of faith. You know, I feel like going from the wilderness to the promised land. You know, and being able to come back and to be a blessing to so many people who have inspired me and motivated me. And like we were talking about off air, you know, it's there's so much talent out here, but the platforms and the different, you know, to be able to showcase those things are very limited, and Vegas holds a high standards when it comes to performing artists. You know, it's
we really do.
Yeah, it's on a whole nother level. So to just be able to come from here and then take that to LA, and honestly, like I feel like my greatest achievement will be when I'm able to come back and buy a big mansion and say that this was
really
the birthplace.
Experience Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when are you going to LA?
It is actually scheduled for me to head out on Monday the 24th. I got the confirmations today, and honestly, I didn't put any time on anything. I don't tend to work by that nowadays. I've learned how to just stay in tune with intuition, the spirit, being honest with my feelings, so that when my feelings tell me something, I know when to move and when to act. And yeah, everything is working out. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good day for you. It's your birthday, so we want to shout out.
Stevie Wonder, we're going to play
that. I'll try to find it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's your birthday, so that's good. And then you got the confirmation you're going the Monday. Okay, so how long are you going to be there?
You know what? I don't. Nowadays, time is really on my side, and it doesn't hold me accountable to anything. Meaning that when you get into a certain groove, a certain space, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and you're able to, you know, express that physically. Honestly, I don't think time becomes a factor. It's the opportunities that open up for you. You know, you being ready. And like even with this date just came out of nowhere. I didn't set it. I didn't plan it. I told myself I'm just gonna prepare. I'm always stay prepared and always stay ready, so that when the day comes, I'll be ready for it. So my goal is the summer, but we'll see how it works. We'll see how it plays out.
So can we expect a project from you soon? Like what's up with your music and
the music side?
Yeah,
it's going, and that's another reason why I'm excited to go out to LA, because just the visions that I have for my music. Like I don't know if it's an old movie with Brad Pitt. It's called Cool World, and it's a dope movie. It talks a lot about Hollywood and just life and staying focused and not getting caught up in superficial. And so I have a vision for an album I want to come out with called Cool World Order, and it kind of ties into the movie. And there's going to be a lot of similarities from the movie, definitely inspired. But I want to. There's a good production team out there that I'll be working with, and we'll actually be able to sit down and, you know, like baking a cake, you know, build from scratch. Everything I've done so far has been mixtape. It's been quality mixtape material, but now I'm in the place to where I'm ready to add different ingredients and different flavors to what I want to do, based on how I see the world, how I view it, and what's going on today. There's a lot of things going on in the world today that I don't believe is being communicated in music in an artistic way. So
it's really not. I mean,
yeah.
Artistically, it's kind of even hard to express that with artists today, because I think everybody's trying to just make quick money. But it sounds like you're really trying to come back and really just stick true to yourself. What's the hardest part about doing it?
The hardest part, honestly, I would say the hardest part is people not really understanding, like, the patience you have to have. Like a person to look at from a social media standpoint. Like, I haven't really done anything as far as my social media. I just been preparing it for LA. So a lot of people will go on my social media. Like, the first thing people will do, they'll jump on the Twitter to see how many followers you got, or see,
right, that's true.
And for me personally, like, when you're really building something, like, I mean,
you ain't got the time, like I was telling you off air. You ain't got the time.
Yeah, it's like I never been worried about that, because when you introduce a quality product, you already know
it speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's gonna be millions. Like, I'm gonna have millions of followers. I'm not gonna even lie, honestly, because when you're giving people the truth, and then you're being transparent and honest in the process, I feel like I should get paid for my sacrifice and being honest in who I am, and not just a good record or a good song or a good CD. There has to be more value to that.
Right. Well, it's a good message, and I mean, as we wrap up, you can definitely shout out your YouTube, your new Twitter and whatever. But before we wrap up, I got a question. What Stevie Wonder song do you want?
You know what? Do I do?
Do I do? Okay,
yeah, that's my favorite one.
And you could shout out, all your stuff. And
You know
shout
what?
Out the people
I want to shout out KingdomWareProductions.com. Make sure you definitely check that out. My little bro has his skateboard line, Diversity.com. We're actually working
shout out
on
to little bros.
Yeah, we actually are still working on the website, but you can still go by DiversitySkateboards.com, and just stay tuned. We have a lot of great things in the work, and we're very patient with what we do. So that's why it's taking time to deliver quality products in everything we do.
All right, well, we want to thank you for coming in. After the commercial, we're going to play Do I Do by Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday. I got a couple people hit my phone, and I'm sure on Twitter that, wish you a happy birthday as well. This is your gift.
This is the birthday.
No, but, thank you again for coming in. We appreciate it.